Daddy saw Mary? Man, that's simple. Who saw Mary? Daddy. Daddy saw Mary. Who saw Mary? Okay, she looked up a word. Watch this one. What did she look it up in? You notice when looked up, its object came after it. Looked up is considered one word, kind of. The object of look up was a word, but when you substitute a pronoun for it, you look it up. Did anyone here take French or Spanish? Don't you remember how you la défamation, je la déteste.
Yeah.
The la goes in there, and it's feminine, but it goes in front of the verb. So when you pronominalize a noun and make it into a direct object, make it, just pronominalize it, you need to put it usually between the pronoun and the verb. It does that in Spanish. Remember lo?
Oh, yeah.
Lo como. I ate it. Lo como. I'm eating it. Lo como. But you don't say, well, okay. English, French, Spanish, Italian, all do this very strongly. It's a very strong feature of the language. When did she look it up? What did she look it up in? Can anyone tell me what the object of the preposition in is? Hmm? It's what? Did she look it up in what? She looked it up in what? Okay, all you need to do is be sure you give your students a pile of WH questions and a pile of their answers. They will do all of these gyrations for you. You know the gyrations. You just model it. Your student has heard them 1,000 times. He or she needs to have practiced and organized them.
And if a student, when I ask a question, I get from one young man, it's like he doesn't know what to do with the question unless it's yes, no. So, forgive me if I'm trying to, if I'm going on a tangent here, but I would just appreciate food from thought for the group. And Bruce, now if you have a simple answer to that, how do you do that?
You model it. You model the answer.
Okay, because he gets so frustrated when I
You
keep
model
trying
the
to
answer
get-
right away.
Yeah, okay.
Model the answer, and
Don't torture him by trying to make him figure it
Oh
out.
no, he will not
Yeah.
figure it out. You have to model it, then he tries it, and then he will be particularly apt in picking it up because his mind is set up for this. He's heard it 1,000,000 times. I mean, when you see somebody walking off a diving board and then you walk off there yourself, it's incredibly scary. So you need someone to walk you across the chasm, and yes, model it. Model, and just be sure you're using WH questions, yes, no questions, and now simple negatives. When Mommy went home, what's the negative of that?
Mommy didn't go home.
Mommy go home? No.
Mommy didn't go home.
What?
Mommy didn't go home.
Bingo. Mommy didn't go home. You see? You've got to teach them to do these little transformations. Would you read this first, the first paragraph?
Do you not agree that language acquisition is a complex process? Have you seen any research that establishes how children with disabilities do develop language? I haven't seen any, and I feel that individuals with cognitive, physical, and psychological disabilities are not a homogeneous group, so we are unlikely to get useful data.
Okay.
Janet, would you read the second paragraph?
Yes. If such information were available, I would analyze it for possible use as a scaffold for teaching language to children with developmental disabilities. But in absence of that information, I feel that teaching language is much too complex a task to approach without an organizational scaffold.
Okay, Stephanie, would you read the last paragraph?
I feel that using typical language development as a model and tempering it with individual needs and good clinical judgment provides an effective organization for language intervention for children with communication disabilities.
Okay, I think she said it so well, so clearly. Guys, you will be confronted by people who believe that kids with autism, kids with cerebral palsy, kids with brain injury, kids with cognitive deficits, these kids don't have language acquisition. Well, they're not from Mars. And that's what Bob said to one person one day. The kid's not from Mars. And this is a great way. It's our only scaffold. Language acquisition is a complex process. And we have a scaffold out there, which is typical language development. We even have Brown telling us when they come in on times. And there's been a lot of research. And Tom Kovacs, whom you'll meet Thursday morning, actually did a paper. Okay, I kept saying main verbs need do support. What kind of verbs do not use do support? Modals and auxiliaries. You can say, I am tired, and then the person can say, and then, or I could say, am I tired? You see, you don't, you know, she is tired, she isn't tired. You see, it goes right on the verb there. You don't use do support. Isn't she tired? No do support with auxiliary verbs. And that is so important to know. And Tom's paper follows two twins, both twins, using a Pathfinder for 8 years. Katya kept the records. 8 years, I tell you. And they find when the kid starts understanding the difference between using do support. It's the difference between saying do I can and can I. And mastering that with helping verbs, all of them. You don't use do support. But with the other verbs, all of them, you do use do support. And these kids, without having ever specifically been taught, at the end, you know, they both started creeping into it and doing it slowly until now they are operating at that level. I think they're 12, something like that. They might have come on it faster had it been specifically taught and modeled, but they did achieve it on their own. Okay, Tom will be here. Okay, these language samples of 5 typical children, preschool and first grade, San Francisco, done by Simontelli, Cassie Simontelli and Michelle Bishop. Cassie is a very strong clinician, and Michelle is a fantastic supporting clinician. Well, she's not, she's a teacher. First, note the dominance of core vocabulary. Second, we will see what the children are doing with language functionally. Third, we will compare the utterances to Brown's stages. Okay, here's Bill. Want that? verb, object. Go down. It doesn't mean I go down, it go down, we're not sure, but it's go down, it's a modifier. Truck, there's our truck. Go down, want that one. Verb, modifier, and object. Very nice. It fall, subject verb, big one, adjective or modifier and pronoun, go up, I do, more go down, my car, no more than, incredibly, he says, gimme it, which is an imperative, which is a command. It's in the third stage, and you put the indirect object where it belongs. Okay. He crash it. You knew that verb? Broken. The irregular past tenses come in earlier. Look, I need it. Oh my goodness, it's subject, verb, object, and he got the morphology right. You go down. Okay. What percentage of his words were contained in Marvin and Banaji? Almost all of them. Now, Tim is 3 years, 3 months. You would expect him to be in stage 3, or at least beginning stage 3. He's 39 months old. But look, see, what's he in? I put it on. Ooh. Put on the tire. I put it on. You see, he's doing that funny movement of the it. I put it on. It's subject, verb, object with a little twist on it. Gonna is actually going to put it up here. My Lord, that's subject, verb, object with lots of modifiers. You do it. I don't know whether that's a command or an expression. Up there, give me it there. I put it up there. No, you don't put it there. I have it. You put it up. I did it. I put it way up. What's Tim's favorite word? He likes put. I think his favorite word is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think there are 13 it's there. Now, when do we typically teach it to an augmented communicator? Well, the answer to that is typically never. I was once talking about the importance of it, and a special educator who had great success in ASC said, Bruce, you just don't understand, it doesn't mean anything, so it can't be taught. Well, it's our first experience with impersonals. It's hot, it's cold. You see that, it was too hurried, you know what I mean? It's impersonal. Okay. It's also our first experience with anaphora. Anaphora is a thing languages do, not just English, they all do, and that's letting one word replace a bunch of words, or another word. We went downtown yesterday, went to a movie, had a late lunch. It was wonderful. The it, anaphora means shines back. It shines back to, we went downtown yesterday, had lunch. It was wonderful. I gave you a book yesterday. Don't know where it is. You see, that's called anaphora, or anaphora rather. So it is a very important structural word, and it's also a pivot word like it, mine. It's very useful because it can stand for things, and parents and kids say, I want it, and the kids, you want the cup. Yeah, I want it. Okay, but you see his it's, I put it right here. Where'd this one go? Oh, there is a WH question. We already did a command, give me it. It can't go. Oh man, there's a helping verb. It can't. Okay. Bill's quite coming along, but do you note what he's actually saying? Does this look anything like chocolate cake?
No.
No, not at all. Okay, Rosie, I don't see it. Well, she's doing subject verb object. She's doing all sorts of things. Like if you think he runned away. I put think in my core vocabulary. It was not attested in Benaji or Marvin. Putting an irregular past tense using a rule to derive it shows she's quite far along. But my favorite is Sylvia. Now she's 5 years, 2 months. We would consider Sylvia's grown up. But look, what's she doing? She's controlling social action here. Right here next to me. Did they move seats? I need to get my pencil. Are you going to sit there? Why is she going to sit there? I can't sit there because I talk too much. I mean, she's really concerned, you know. I have to do this one again. When I'm done, I'm going to go outside. You see, she's telling everybody what's going on. But even at 5 years and 2 months, what percentage of her words are Marvin and Benaji?
Most.
Oh, it's a real high percent. It's like 90% or something. So what vocabulary does she need? Well, I mean, move, seats, pencil, Jennifer, well, the names you, friends, messy, hard, got is a core word. We generally consider 3 a core word. Talk is a core word. Hard is a core word. It's just not attested in this collection. Okay. What is SNUG? The overarching goal of AAC is to be able to say what you want, when you want, and the way you want, and in a timely manner. SNUG stands for Spontaneous Novel Utterance Generation. Chris used that phrase with me last night. This goal is most effectively achieved by having the capacity of having, you know, the words for SNUG.